Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Lewis Gaming. I'm of course Mike. In this episode we are looking at It's All Over, or It Is All Over, however you want to say it. Written by me and David Swartz, compatible with Mork Borg. It is our new game. This is the prototype version, obviously. And this is creating our settlement and our first crew, so we can start a campaign play here with it and see how that works. So to create the settlement, you just follow the steps. Population can increase or decrease through missions or raids and hordes. And yeah, it'll be a fun time. This is the settlement sheet, settlement name, defense types, all your materials, your settlement population, the buildings you can build, and any inventory items you find scavenging and whatnot. To start, you roll a d4. That's how many people in your population. We're going to change that to a d10. Give you a little bit more of a backup. Because if your population falls to 0 and your crew all dies, game's over. So you roll for water and food. Water is 20. Oh no, it's 2. And that was food. The purple was water. And it was, I think it was 20 and 2. And we put that to the side. The settlement is done. That's how you create it. Like I said, the only difference will be you'll be rolling a d10 instead of a d4. Because that's just way too small for the amount of deaths you're going to have. There is the crew sheet, crew name at the top, experience. You pick 5 models, has 5 people on there. The base stats are strength, agility, perception, and toughness. They determine your movement and your hit points. The characters don't matter as much as you would think they do because, well, they die quick. So your stats, you choose 5 models and you roll for backgrounds. That's what we're going to do now for each one of them. We're going to assign each model a character slot there. It has places for background, strength, agility, presence, toughness, hit points, movement, infection, conditions, feats, flaws, injury, and inventory. There's our backgrounds. There's 20 of them to start with, so you roll a d20. And that is a 10 by the looks of it. Yeah, military starts with the hunting rifle. Each weapon comes fully loaded, but you don't get any extra ammo, and once it's gone, you gotta find more, or craft more, depending on how far along in the game you are. So you write down his background, and any equipment or feats that you may have gotten. Lady with the frying pan, she got a 20. That is YouTuber. They get absolutely nothing, because us YouTubers don't have anything for the apocalypse. Kind of just a funny jab at myself. I kind of like it. The third lady there rolled a 13, and that would be chef or food worker. I made her a chef. She starts with the cleaver, does d6 damage and bleeding on criticals. Bleeding lasts until you are cured. Rolled a 13 again. We're re-rolling that. 7. Got the fan on the background because I was hot. A fighter starts with trained fist. All hand-to-hand combat does a d6 instead of 2. Fists do 2 damage. No roll because you're just punching a zombie in the head. So you can kill them. They don't have a lot of hit points, but 4 hit points, 3 movement, I believe. And then for the last guy, he rolled a 12. Guy with a cigar there at the bottom. And he got construction worker, and he starts with a hammer. So that is their backgrounds all done and what they start with. 1 got nothing, 1 got a feat, and 3 got items. So you go back to character creation, allocate stats. Stats are below +3, +1, 0, or -3, +2, +1, -1, -2. Those are 2 options you have. So we're just going to go through and assign them as we see fit. Strength is how many things you can carry, plus strength-based attacks. Agility is how far you can move. It's 5 plus agility. So if you want to be quicker, you want to put points into agility. Presence is force of character and intellect. So searching, crafting, bartering, stuff like that. And it's also for most guns. And then toughness is how tough you are for infection rolls, poison rolls, stuff like that. But also how many hit points you have. It's toughness 8 plus toughness. So if it's -3, you only have 5 hit points. If it's so on and so forth. And that's how you get your movement and hit points and stuff like that done. Like you can see, it only takes a second to assign everybody stats. First dude, military, +3 strength. Well, you can see. I'm not going to read each one of them. And then feats, flaws, and leveling up can change those. We'll probably get into leveling up in the first campaign turn. Not the first mission that we're going to run, but the actual campaign thing. Then you roll for a flaw and a feat for each member. So everybody gets a flaw and everybody gets a feat. Flaws are things that hinder your character. Feats are things that make your character better. So he got a 3. So he has easy flow. So every time he takes damage, he gets the bleed effect, which you have to use a bandage or something to remove. So he gets cut open every time he gets hurt. He's a bleeder. YouTuber got a 20. And 20 is reroll twice and keep both. So she has gotten 7, scared of the dead. And 11, selfish, which I think I forgot about scared of the dead when we was playing. But that's fine. You'll see why that doesn't matter in next episode of It's All Over. But yeah, selfish means you can't use any items to help anyone else. So if you have a med kit and the first dude is bleeding because he took damage, you can't use it on him. You can only use that stuff on your own character or on that character, and that's that. The next one, the chef got a 6, makes noise when searching, which will affect the noise tracker up in the left of the thing there with the little zombie head on it screaming. Noise tracker is how you spawn in new zombies and special infected zombies. The fighter must have rolled ones we already had. 13. And this can't hit things, cannot use melee weapons. So the fighter can only use his fists and close up stuff, but he got the feat for being a fighter, so that's kind of cool. Kind of works. And then our last one, a bit slow, -1 presence, which he already had -3 in presence, so now it's -4. So he's a sharp cookie. Really sharp cookie. Now we go to the feat section, which is the next page. Put this back on the paper. Feats make your character better. Again, there's 20 of them. 20 is reroll and keep both. Military man rolls a, couldn't tell what that was. 8, hope is a mistake. You gain 2 omen on your settlement sheet, which I need to update because I didn't have omen listed, so we'll take care of that. Again, this is prototyping things. Not a big deal. I'll just write it underneath defense type, I believe, for right now, so it'll work. Omen is allows you to re-roll, auto pass, stuff like that. It's like luck in other RPGs. And she again rolls a 20, so she gets 2 feats to go with her 2 flaws. And she gets a 14, which is hard as nails, gain 1 toughness. And then she gets... Oh, I'm still upgrading her toughness. Give me a moment. A 7 by the looks of it. Oh, a 1. Cardio. Wasn't a 7, it was a 1. Cardio adds +1 to every move, so she'll be a little bit quicker than she otherwise would have been. Chef. She gets the 7. Okay. 7. Thank you, Mike. 9 lives, can reroll death checks, which is rather important if you're in-game and on the verge of death. You get downed, you get 1 turn. You have to pass a death check of DR 10. Taking your... Thirstmonger always gains 1d6 water. But you add your toughness to a d20 roll, you have to beat 10. If you beat 10, you're alive and you're just a down model. If you don't beat 10, you're dead. Your character's just gone forevers. And the fighter should be next with a 12. He's nimble, so +1 to agility. And then it'll be the construction worker at the bottom. And all the minis in the background there, besides Cobra Commander and Road Pig on the right, will be in the starter set. The core set, not the starter set. Then you roll for random gear, doing the D100, which is 2 D10s. The green will be the 10 spot, and that'll be the 1 spot. And we have 100 individual items already in the rulebook that you roll for. So items, roll 2 D10s, for all 4 and 8 would be 48. Then each one is numbered and tells you what it is. So 68, I think, maybe. Oh, and right now I'm just writing down their stats for their weapons. And now, yeah, 68. And I believe that is shotgun shells if I don't show it for the military man, which has no help for his hunting rifle whatsoever because, well, it's a shotgun shell. It's not a rifle shell. Well, rifle cartridge, but you know what I mean. Not the right type of ammo. 83. Maybe I just wasn't there yet. Oh, I was writing for... I don't know what I was writing for there. 83 shotgun shells. Yeah, so he gets shotgun shells. YouTuber lady. 72, I believe. And that is food, so you roll D6. She got 1 extra food for the settlement, so you just update the settlement chart. So it gives us 3 food. Uh, 24 for the next girl. And that would be... No. Shovel, D6 damage and causes dazed on criticals. I believe she already had the cleaver. That's D6 damage and causes bleed on criticals. So she has 2 okay weapons. The fighter, he rolled an 11, but that is a melee weapon, so you have to re-roll it. It was a garden hoe, but he can't hit things, so we re-roll as per the rules. So 9 and 6, 69. Good number. That'll give him something different. And I gave him a throwing knife, d6 damage, thrown, 1 use only. No modifier, even though I do use presence later in the first episode. We get rid of that because it's just you're throwing something, so no die modifier. It's a straight up DR12. DR is dice dice roll is what you need to beat. But yeah, he got a throwing knife. Coming up on the end of creation here, so that's kind of cool. And the construction worker rolls an 85. That should also be some type of ammo. Yeah, bolts. And all ammo comes in groups of 10. So 10 shotgun shells, 10 bolts. But we don't have a crossbow or a shotgun, so that is what it is. And then we should be on to naming our characters. That should be the final step. Now you can name each character, and as they die you replace them with your population reserves. So I don't remember what I named them. He's there. That's Janie. Only because Janie has a frying pan. It's from a really old game that we made. Card game. I don't remember. The fighter I think is Coral. Or that the chef is Coral. The fighter I think is Ben. And I think he is Frank. So that's their names, and that's the starting crew we will roll with when we start doing the actual campaign. This is just a setup showing how you do it, how easy it is. And yeah, compatible with Mork Borg. It's all over. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave me some comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.